Hello everyone. Today we will be discussing the chapter 4 actually, that's atomic structure. Now many of you are having a doubt regarding the name of the chapter. I guess the book that you all are having, their atoms, molecules and radicals, or atoms, molecules and ions. This is the name of the chapter and it's fourth chapter. So that chapter is actually atomic structure. Its name is atomic structure as per the council syllabus. From the day one I am telling you all that you must follow the council syllabus and you must follow the contents given in the council syllabus, so that it will be clear to you all what to read and which parts are actually there in the syllabus. I guess by now you all have seen the new syllabus of council, that is 2 chapters. I think 2 or 3 chapters are reduced. You have now total 5 chapters. So check that first chapter that we have, matter. We had this one in the unit test, and physical chemical changes. These 2 chapters were there in the unit test. So other than unit test chapters, we have one more chapter, that is atomic structure, which is also atoms, molecules and ions. So in this half yearly examination, if you all have gone through the half yearly portion, it's given in the school website. Please do check if you have not checked yet. We have these chapters. That means that this is the chapter, final chapter that we are reading for the half yearly. But this chapter is very important. We have more 2 chapters left that we will be doing after the half yearly. So post half yearly section 2 chapters, and now we have 3 chapters. That's for this year's syllabus. And now you know the reason behind the reduction of the syllabus. Due to the pandemic situation, we cannot go to school, we cannot do the old normal classes. Rather, we have now new normals, and I hope you all are taking care of your health and hygiene. Coming back to the discussion of this chapter, previous day I was actually discussing on the valency and I think symbols, and about the radicals and the ions, how ions are generated, how positive ions and negative ions are actually forming from an atom. So once again, if I recapitulate that part, that if any element is gaining an electron, it will be a negatively charged, and if any electron is losing an electron, it will be a positively charged. Why negative or why positive, those calculations we have seen, I think, previous day. So actually atoms, when it is in neutral state, it has equal number of electrons and protons, but number of protons actually does not change, but number of electron which changes, and that is the deciding factor to form a positively charged ion, also known as cation, or a negatively charged ion, also known as anion. Now cations are also known as basic radicals, anions are also known as acid radicals. I gave a study material, that is a picture of a book's 2 pages, where a chart is given, a chart which is showing you have the name of some radicals and some ions and their charges. Now some of those are having a single atoms like Cl, Br, and then charges there as 1 minus or O2 minus, and some of them they are having more than 1 atom, like carbonate CO3 2 minus, hydroxide OH 1 minus, ammonium NH4 plus. They are known as compound radicals, or simply we can call them radicals or ions as well. Now previous day also we have seen the compound radicals definition, that compound radicals are those where there are more than 1 atom, and both the atoms, they are tightly as an entity and they have a fixed charge which do not get changed during a reaction. What is reaction, how reactions are formed, those we will be studying in the next chapter, that is in the post half yearly part. Now we will be having formation of molecules based on the valency. Now in class 6 you had certain idea of valency. Valency is actually combining capacity of any atom. Now this combining capacity is generally decided by number of hydrogen atom is getting attached with a particular atom. Now if suppose 1 chlorine can get attached with 1 hydrogen atom, so we can say that chlorine's valency is 1 because it is getting attached with 1 hydrogen atom. Similarly, for water molecule, if you can see, one oxygen get attached with two hydrogen atoms. So we call that, or we say that oxygen has valency 2. So we are taking hydrogen as standard, and taking it as a standard, we are saying what is the valency of that particular atom. Now that is the general definition of valency. Basically, if we say about the electronic concept of valency, then it is better to explain that valency is actually based on, or can be defined best depending on the number of electron transfer by an atom. That means an atom, if it can accept one electron, its valency is 1. If it can donate one electron, its valency is also 1. Valency is a number. You cannot write as plus and minus. The charges, suppose in that chart, the chart that I gave, there it is written chloride and Cl1 minus. So 1 minus is a charge, and the 1 that is given, that is its valency. So it is monovalent. Chlorine is monovalent, or chloride ion, that's monovalent. Oxygen is bivalent, its valency is 2. Aluminium is trivalent, its valency is 3. Carbon is tetravalent, its valency is 4. So these are just numbers. But never say that valency of aluminium is plus 3. Plus 3 is its charge. So the difference between valency and the charge is that charge means it carries certain positive or negative charge in it, or ion which is having certain positive and negative charge in it. When we are representing any atom in form of its ion, then we place a positive or negative, and then we place 1 or 2 these kind of number. But when we are talking about valency, we generally write as monovalent, divalent, trivalent, or simply the number as 1, 2, 3 or 4. So it's very important to remember for your examination, if it is asked that what is the valency of hydrogen, because this is a very common question that will be there in your half yearly examination. You will be asked to write the valency of that particular atom or the particular ion. You need to write 1, 2 or 3 or 4. Do not write plus minus like this. I hope it is clear to you all. Now how these atoms or these ions, how they are forming the molecule. The rule of writing the formula of any molecule that we all have seen in class 6 is just we use the crisscross method. I am showing you just now by giving an example. By crossing the valency like this crisscross method that we all do. Basically, an atom which is donating some electron, and ion which is accepting, an atom which is accepting that electron, and then the bond is formed. Gradually, when you will go to higher classes, we will be drawing different diagram to understand how this formation of atoms or this formation of molecules are actually framed or actually happens by transferring of electron or sharing of electrons. That gradually we will be discussing. So now we will be talking about, I will show you how this formation of hydrogen or formation of molecules are generally done using the valencies. So the chart that I have given, from there picking up a cation, picking up an anion, you can yourself join and you can make a molecule. You can write the name and you can write the formula, and you can practice that. Remember, while writing name of the compound, do not do any spelling mistakes. There must not be any spelling error. And while writing formula also, be careful about the suffix, or better to write subscript when you are writing the valencies. If both of them are same valencies, like magnesium oxide, magnesium valency 2, oxygen valency 2, if both of them are of same valency, then the 2 number is always will be cancelled. But if they are having different valencies, like sodium has valency 1, oxygen has valency 2, so we write as Na2O. So Na, then we write 2 subscript and then O. I am showing you how it is done. You all keep on practicing also these formulas. So as I am telling you to write the formula, how we write the formula. Suppose sodium, Na, its valency, sodium, its valency is 1, and oxygen, its valency is 2. So if when we will write the formula of sodium oxide, suppose the name of the compound, the formula that we will be writing is sodium oxide. So we write as Na and O, then we write 1 and 2, this cross. So we write as Na2O. So when you are writing the formula in this way, this 2 must be written in a proper way. I have seen many of you, they write like this. This is wrong. So that formula must be written in this form. It's called sodium oxide. Now sodium's ion we write as +1, or sometimes it is written as Na1+. The charge is 1+. But if the valency is asked, you will write it is monovalent, or simply you will write valency 1. Do not write 1+ when you are writing the charge of it. Secondly, if oxygen, same case of oxygen, charge of oxygen is O2-, but it is divalent, so the valency is 2. The charge is 2-. Previously, we all have seen that why it is plus, why it is minus. In case of ions, these are ions. The number of electrons and number of protons are not equal. But in case of atoms, both of them are equal, so they are neutral. Now, these are ions. Sometimes the ions looks like it contains more than one atom, like hydroxyl, OH1-. Then ammonium, NH4+. They are basically called compound radicals, where there are more than one atom. Here 2 atoms. As you can see, here also 2 atoms. Sometimes there can be 3 also, like bicarbonate, HCO3 1-. There are 3 atoms. So these are called compound radicals, and the valencies of the compound radical: OH- valency 1, NH4+ valency 1, bicarbonate valency 1. Similarly, we can have sulfate, SO4 2-, where SO4 2-. So sulfate ion has valency 2, and this is also an example of compound radical. So this is how radicals or ions are generally represented with their valency. Now if we have to write the name of a compound name, I am telling ammonium sulfate. Suppose this is the name of the compound, and you need to write the formula: ammonium NH4 1+, sulfate SO4 2-. Now we will write ammonium NH4+ 1+, valency is 1, sulfate valency 2. So you cannot write here 2, it will look 42. So NH4 whole 2 and then SO4. So this is the formula of ammonium sulfate. So whenever there are more than one atoms and then there is a suffix, there is 4, like this type of numbers are there, we need to write the bracket and then we will write the formula. But if you need to write, suppose, formula of sodium hydroxide or suppose magnesium hydroxide. So magnesium valency 2, hydroxide valency 1, so it's 1, so MgOH whole 2. Okay, if it is sodium hydroxide, NaOH. If it is 1, no need to write. Like ammonium chloride, NH4Cl. Don't write NH4 whole 1 and Cl, just NH4Cl. So that's what about how we write the formula. So like this, you also can try to frame the formulas by seeing the charts, and then you can write as well. Anyway, for today up to this, next day we will be continuing with this chapter. It's a very conceptual chapter, so your concept has to be cleared nicely. Take care and bye.